So, you've probably seen a ton of videos on YouTube, maybe even mine, promising to show you how to get rich fast, right? They'll say, do this one thing and you'll make millions, or here's the secret formula to success. By now, you're probably rolling your eyes because it's the same advice over and over again. That is why today, I'm flipping the script. Instead of talking about how to get rich, I'm sharing the 10 easiest ways to get poor. Why? Because let's be real, nobody wants to be poor. Of course you don't. Nobody wakes up and says, today's a great day to ruin my finances. But here's a scary stat. 60% of people don't even have $1,000 saved for emergencies. One car breakdown, one hospital bill, and boom, financial chaos. It's not that people want to be broke. Poverty doesn't happen overnight. It sneaks in through bad habits, poor decisions, and ignoring the signs. But here's the thing, you can't avoid poverty if you don't know what leads to it. How can you dodge a mistake you don't even see coming? That's why this video is so important. I'm going to break down the habits and mindsets that quietly drain people's money and keep them struggling, often without them even realizing it. Because the fastest way to mess up your finances is to not even realize the mistakes you're making. Think about it. How can you avoid a trap if you don't know it's there? This isn't about fear or shame, it's about awareness. Once you know what these traps are, you can steer clear of them and make smarter choices. So let's dive in. And by the end of this video, you'll not only know how to avoid getting poor, but you'll also be one step closer to building a solid financial future. Let's kick this off with the big one. The easiest way to remain poor is to have a closed mind. You know, the kind of mindset that shuts out new possibilities and clings to the familiar. I'm happy you're not one of them because closed-minded people don't just avoid change, they avoid growth. They assume they already know it all, so they never pick up a book on personal finance, never watch videos like this on YouTube, and never ask for advice. Imagine you're driving down a road, and there's a big sign that says, "Detour ahead, better route this way." But you ignore it because you think you know better. Then you end up stuck in traffic for hours. Or imagine refusing to upgrade your phone for decades and then wondering why you can't access apps or services everyone else is using. That's exactly what a closed mind does in real life. It leaves you out of the loop, unable to take advantage of the tools and knowledge that could improve your financial situation. If you think you already know everything or refuse to learn new things, you're setting yourself up for failure. But being here, watching this video, shows that you're not like that. You're ready to learn, adapt, and grow, and that's how real progress happens. Statistics show that 80% of millionaires are self-made. They weren't born into wealth. What's their secret? They stayed open to learning and trying new things. If you refuse to learn about money, investing, or even basic budgeting, you're driving straight into a traffic jam of poverty. Think about it. Maybe you're comfortable with your 9 to 5, but what if there's a side hustle out there that could double your income? Imagine the possibilities if you just took that first step. Or maybe you're scared of investing because it seems complicated. But what if that's costing you thousands in potential earnings? The fear of the unknown can be a huge financial barrier. Having a closed mind is like putting blinders on your financial future. You limit your vision and miss out on countless opportunities. You stay stuck in a rut, and guess what? While others move forward, you remain stagnant. You end up with a wallet as thin as a sheet of paper. Financial stagnation is a direct result of a closed mind. Don't be that person. Be open to learning, exploring, and trying new things. Education and experience are key to financial success. You never know what kind of financial doors they might open. Now here's a challenge for you guys. Drop open mind in the comments section. If you're ready to say yes to new financial opportunities, let me know you're in this with me. Number 2, it is super easy to go broke and remain poor if you spend more than you earn. This one's obvious but so common and cringeworthy. Globally, over 50% of people live paycheck to paycheck, meaning they're constantly one step away from financial disaster. And it's not just low-income earners. Even high earners fall into this trap because they upgrade their lifestyles every time their income increases. Here's an example. Let's say you buy a fancy phone for $1,200 on a credit plan because, you know, you deserve it. Now that plan has 10% interest. So by the time you finish paying it off, you've spent $1,320. That's an extra $120 gone. Just like that. Small decisions like these pile up, and before you know it, you're drowning in debt. You see those influencers on Instagram, flashing their designer clothes and luxury vacations. Don't fall for the trap. Listen, there's nothing wrong with enjoying the finer things in life, but not if it means drowning in debt. Live within your means, people. Spending more than you earn is like pouring water into a bucket with holes. It never fills up. Make a budget, track your spending, and don't try to keep up with the Joneses, especially if the Joneses are secretly drowning in debt too. Number 3. Refusing to save or invest guarantees you'll remain broke. Avoiding saving or investing is like trying to drive a car with no fuel and expecting to reach your destination. Saving is your safety net, your backup plan for when life inevitably throws you a curveball. Think about it. How would you handle an unexpected medical bill, a sudden car repair, or even a job loss if you have no savings? Statistics show that a significant percentage of people don't have enough savings to cover even a $500 emergency. Without savings, every little setback becomes a major financial crisis, and that's a slippery slope to poverty. Now, let's talk about investing. If saving is your safety net, investing is the ladder that helps you climb higher. It's how you make your money work for you instead of just sitting idle. Imagine planting a tree. You nurture it, and over time it grows and bears fruit. That's what investing does for your finances. When you avoid investing, you miss out on opportunities to grow your wealth. Over time, inflation eats away at the value of your money, leaving you further behind. Wealthy people understand this. They save for security and invest for growth. Avoiding both keeps you stuck in the same spot, working harder and harder with nothing to show for it. Start saving and investing, even if it's just a few bucks a week. Every little bit counts and can add up over time. Consistency is key. Remember, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time, today. 4. If you want to get poor really fast, then keep depending on just one source of income. Seriously. Ever heard the saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket? Well, it applies to your income too. Relying on just one source of income is like building your dream house on a foundation of sand. It might look good at first, but one strong wave, job loss, illness, etc., and it all comes crashing down. Imagine this. Your boss calls you in one day and boom, your job is gone. Just like that. No warning, no safety net. Now you're scrambling to figure out how to cover your bills, your rent, your groceries, and everything else. Trust me, it's not a pretty picture, and I've seen it happen to so many people. You can't be caught sleeping in today's world. Wealthy people don't put all their eggs in one basket. They've got multiple income streams coming in. And here's the kicker. Diversifying your income isn't just for the wealthy. You don't need to be rich to do it. You could start with a small side gig, maybe driving for Uber or selling stuff online. The point is, when you rely on one income source, you're putting all your financial security into someone else's hands. If that job goes away, so does your financial stability. So, build something else. Create more streams of income, and make sure you're never at the mercy of one paycheck again. Hey, if you found value in this video so far, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it so more people can benefit from this video. Number 5. If you want to get poor really fast, then just ignore financial education. Pretend like learning about money, investing, and how to manage your finances isn't important. That's the quickest way to stay stuck in the same place. It's like trying to drive a car without knowing how to read a map or use GPS. You're just going to get lost and waste a lot of time. If you don't understand how money works, you'll never be able to make it work for you. People who are financially successful spend time learning about things like budgeting, investing, and wealth building strategies. They educate themselves so they can make smart choices. Meanwhile, those who ignore financial education often end up making poor decisions and getting stuck in debt or living paycheck to paycheck. So, if you want to avoid being broke, start investing in your financial knowledge. Read books, watch videos, talk to experts, do whatever it takes to level up your financial game. Trust me, the more you learn, the more money you'll make. 6. If you're really serious about being stuck in poverty for the rest of your life, then just rely on debt to fund your lifestyle. Credit cards, personal loans, payday loans. These are all traps that can quickly sink you financially. When you use debt to pay for things like expensive clothes, fancy nights out, or things you can't afford, you're only digging yourself deeper into a hole. Debt can be a useful tool when used responsibly, but using it to fuel a lifestyle you can't sustain is like digging yourself into a financial hole. Live within your means, people. If you can't afford it in cash, you can't afford it. Period. Number 7. Another easy route to poverty is to just follow trends blindly without thinking about whether they're a smart move for your financial future. We've all seen it. The latest craze, whether it's a new fashion, a tech gadget, or even a get-rich-quick scheme that everyone seems to be jumping on. You might see influencers flashing their brand new items or hear about the next big thing in the stock market, and it's tempting to just dive in head first, hoping for the same success. But here's the thing. Blindly following trends is one of the easiest ways to waste money and end up broke. The culprit here is FOMO, the fear of missing out, that happens with trends, especially in the investment world. Remember when people were going crazy about Bitcoin a few years ago? Many jumped on the cryptocurrency bandwagon without really understanding the risks, hoping to make quick money. Some got lucky, but many lost big. A study by JP Morgan found that nearly 40% of retail investors lose money on high-risk investments, like crypto or stocks they don't understand, because they're following trends and not doing proper research. And it's not just investing. This trend-following mindset applies to all areas of life. Think about the fashion trends, the latest diet fads, or even the rush to buy the latest iPhone. A lot of times, people spend money on things just because everyone else is, and they don't stop to consider whether it's something they truly need or even want in the first place. This is how people end up with closets full of clothes they never wear or gadgets they never use. When you're constantly chasing trends, you're not thinking long-term. You're more likely to waste money on things that will lose value, things you don't need, or things that won't benefit your future. Before you jump on the bandwagon, ask yourself, do I really need this? Will it add value to my life? Or am I just buying it because everyone else is? Remember, trends come and go, but your hard-earned money shouldn't vanish with them. Be a conscious consumer. Think before you buy, and don't let the fear of missing out or FOMO drain your bank account. Number 8. Procrastinate on financial planning. This one is very easy. Just keep saying, I'll get to it tomorrow. I'll figure it out later. It's like that friend who always cancels plans at the last minute, except this time, it's your future self who's getting stood up. It's easy to put off managing your money, but that's exactly how people stay stuck in the same financial hole for years. Waiting until the last minute to save for retirement, create a budget, or pay off debt isn't going to magically solve your problems. In fact, it's one of the quickest ways to derail your financial future. Here's the thing. Time is your biggest asset when it comes to money. If you're not planning ahead, you're wasting precious time that could be spent growing your wealth. Let's take the example of saving for retirement. If you start saving just $100 a month at age 25, by the time you're 65, you'll have around $262,000, assuming a 7% return. But if you wait until you're 35 to start saving that same $100 a month, you'll only have about $122,000, losing out on a massive $140,000 just because you procrastinated for a decade. Procrastination can also show up when it comes to paying off debt. The longer you wait to tackle high-interest debt like credit cards, the more money you're wasting on interest. If you ignore that credit card balance for too long, you could end up paying 20% or more in interest on top of what you owe. Over time, that can spiral out of control and become even harder to pay off, leaving you financially stuck. Putting off financial planning is like putting off going to the dentist until you have a toothache that could knock out a boxer. If you don't take action now, you could be setting yourself up for a lifetime of stress, missed opportunities, and living in the what-if zone. So take a minute right now to think about your financial goals. Don't wait until you're in debt up to your eyeballs or facing a financial crisis. Start small, create a budget, set some financial goals, and take baby steps towards achieving them. Number 9. If you want to get poor really fast, here's a foolproof strategy. Hang out with people who drag you down. You know the type. They constantly complain about how unfair life is, criticize anyone trying to do better, and scoff at the idea of saving, investing, or working hard. They'll say things like, "What's the point of trying? The system is rigged anyway." If you listen to them long enough, you'll start believing it too. That's how powerful your environment is. It either builds you up or tears you down. Think about it. If you hang out with 5 people who spend recklessly and live paycheck to paycheck, guess who's going to be the 6th? Studies show that our social circles heavily influence our financial behaviors. In fact, researchers have found that having friends who prioritize savings and smart financial habits can significantly increase the likelihood that you'll do the same. But if your crew is all about living for the moment, you'll probably pick up their habits, swiping that credit card without a second thought, buying things you don't need, and ignoring the future. It's like hanging out with a group of people who always skip class. Eventually, you're going to start skipping class too. Want to break this cycle? Surround yourself with people who inspire you, challenge you, and make you want to level up. Look for friends who are making smart moves, budgeting, investing, and planning for their future. Success is contagious, but so is failure. So choose wisely. As the saying goes, if you hang out with chickens, you'll cluck. If you hang out with eagles, you'll soar. Remember, your vibe attracts your tribe. Choose wisely. Number 10. If you have no control over your spending, your wallet will drain faster than water through a sieve. Impulse buys, constant splurging, and ignoring your budget, it all adds up. You might think, it's just one little treat, but those little treats snowball into big money problems. A coffee here, a dinner out there, and suddenly you're wondering where your paycheck went. Discipline is what separates financial success from failure. It's about saying no to short-term temptations so you can say yes to long-term goals. Without it, you'll always be chasing money instead of letting it work for you. The key? Plan your spending, stick to your budget, and avoid the trap of instant gratification. If you want to say goodbye to being broke, then be sure to check out this video right here. Thanks for watching.